boys and girls. We have a new topic this week, and our topic is how things grow. So these are going to be the two stories that we read this week. This one's called Oscar and the Frog, and this one's called Zinnia's Flower Garden. We're going to save this one for tomorrow. We'll read this one today, okay? Oscar and the Frog. This is a book about growing, and it's by Jeff Waring. One spring day by the pond, Oscar saw some creatures he had not seen before. Frog hopped up. "They're tadpoles," Frog said. "I was a tadpole before I grew up." Oscar stared at Frog. He didn't look like a tadpole at all. "Don't be silly, Frog," Oscar said, laughing. "Does this look like this?" "No." "It's true," Frog said, and he told Oscar how frogs grow. "At first, I looked like a dot in an egg. The egg was as soft as jelly. I grew in the egg, then hatched out as a wriggly tadpole. I could breathe underwater through gills like a fish. I was hungry for pondweed. It helped me to grow. Later, my gills disappeared as I grew lungs to breathe air with. I grew back legs." So changed from this to this to this. "Then front legs and my tail started to shrink. After 3 months, I was a little frog. I kicked my new legs and jumped out of the water to live on the bank." "What else hatches out of eggs?" Oscar asked. They looked in the pond. Frog showed Oscar some eggs that had been laid underwater. "Many water snails lay their eggs in pouches of jelly on stones or plants." So there's the snail's egg. "Dragonflies lay their eggs on a plant stem just below the water." Can you see? "Fish lay lots of eggs. The perch winds hers in long threads around plants, twigs, or stones." So these are actually eggs all in here. They looked on the bank, and Frog showed Oscar some eggs that had been laid where it's dry. "Many kinds of butterflies lay their eggs on the underside of leaves. When the caterpillars hatch out of the eggs, they eat the leaves. Many birds lay their eggs in nests high off the ground. Here the chicks will be safe from animals who might want to eat them when they hatch. Ducks often nest on the ground close to water, so their ducklings will be able to swim quickly away from danger." "Do plants hatch out of eggs?" Oscar asked. "No," said Frog. "Most plants sprout from seeds. Each plant makes its own kind of seed. The seeds of apple trees are stored inside their fruit. Strawberry plants have small seeds on the outsides of their fruit. Poppy plants have tiny seeds. They are light enough to be carried by the wind. Coconuts are the seeds of coconut palm trees. They are huge and can float. Most seeds ripen above the ground, but the seeds of the peanut plant grow in the earth." "Did I hatch out of an egg, or did I sprout from a seed?" Oscar asked. "Neither," said Frog. "You were born. You looked a lot like you do now, only much smaller, with fur and paws, ears and a tail. You were hungry for milk from your mother." "Why was I hungry for milk?" Oscar asked. "It helped you to grow," said Frog. "Milk for you, pondweed for me, leaves for those caterpillars, and bugs for those baby birds. We all need different food to grow." Oscar stretched. "I am so big now," he told Frog. "But you're not as big as you will be," said Frog. "Are you?" asked Oscar. "Yes," Frog answered. "I've stopped growing now. I'm as big as I'm going to get." "How long does it take to grow up?" Oscar asked. "It depends," said Frog. "This flower will be full grown in a few days. But this young tree won't be tall until you are a very old cat. The baby birds will be as big as their parents next spring. Frog went on, but the tadpoles will take 3 springs or more to be as big as I am. Each living thing takes its own time. Just then, Oscar saw that his mother was coming. What about me? He asked Frog. How long will I stay a kitten? You will be a full-grown cat by winter, Frog said, as big as your mother is now. Oscar looked at his mother. She was much bigger than he was. Don't be silly, Frog, he said, laughing. It's true, Frog said. Wait and see. All right, it says, thinking about growing. By the pond, Oscar found out about these things. It says, beginnings. Living things begin in different ways. Some hatch out of eggs, some sprout from seeds, and some are born. Which one do you think you are? Did you come from an egg or seed, or were you born? How did you begin? On your next walk, look for living things that hatch, sprout, or are born. It says food. All living things have to eat to grow. They need different kinds of food. Remember the tadpole ate the pondweed, caterpillars eat leaves, and the birds ate bugs. What helped you to grow when you were very young? What do you eat that helps you grow now? Getting bigger. Living things grow at different speeds. It takes plants a few days to grow. It takes birds a few months. It takes tadpoles a few years. And it takes trees many years. How long will it take you to grow as big as your mother or father? Oscar thinks growing is great. Do you think so too? All right, well, that had some questions for you. I have a few more. Let me look at my notes here. All right. How was the tadpole different from the frog? So remember what tadpoles had and what the frog had? How are they different? What are some things that hatch from eggs? What do plants grow from? See if you can remember what plants grow from. And do all creatures eat the same things to grow? Okay, so those are some questions for you to think about after you listen to the story. Take care. See ya.